Hello, this is David D. Hills, and this is Dissident Science News. This is your only news broadcast on the planet exclusively dedicated to critical thinkers working outside the mainstream. If you want to keep up with today's cutting-edge scientists in physics and cosmologies, then be sure to go down below and hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, and you'll be alerted to when our next video drops. Yes, I am back. Applause, applause. I know there's some people that like, yeah, you haven't been around for like weeks, Dave. What's going on? Why don't you just do what? Shoot yourself in the head. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to get into the news, and we're going to start with the YouTube channels. Yeah, I got the green screen going, and my hair's like glowing and the whole thing here. Well, the first video that you should check out is my father's on the solar eclipse and anomalies, and he will tell you there are no such thing as anomalies, and he's actually right, because the universe doesn't care about anomalies. There's no one such as anomalies. Anomalies come from bad theories and models. And so he talks about one anomaly called the Allais anomaly. And yes, that's a very famous scientist. And you need to watch it to find out. It has to do with the eclipse, and it has to do with wild stuff that happens to gravity right before eclipse and right full eclipse and right after it of the sun, of course. If going on, and look at this guy, he's tooting his own boat here. Tooting his own horn. Tooting his own boat. I mean, yeah, obviously he has some problems here. But anyways, you want to take a look at my video on what is acceleration at a very fundamental level. It's a really fun and great video if you have not checked it out. And then what is magnetism? Well, we have several people talking about it, and this one is one of the latest. I think it is the latest video from one of my favoriteest new critical thinkers, science woke people, Jeff Yee. He's got a great theory out there, and he talks about what is magnetism and how can he do that. Well, he's got a whole model of the whole freaking universe, so he can do that. And what's interesting is you can watch it and say, oh, according to this model that he has, this is what magnetism is. I mean, let's give an applause for that. That's absolutely great stuff. Going on, we have Nick of Time, and the Nick of Time is back, and yes, I'm happy for that too as well. Clapping for him. Oh, my dad's going to get mad now because I didn't clap for him. Okay, here you go. I'm going to hit a clap for you there. Here it comes. That's for my dad. Skip, and for myself too. But anyways, he is the Nick of Time. He is the expert on time and special relativity and all that, and he's going to talk about the twin paradox. What's the twin paradox? One twin gets on a spaceship, goes close to the speed of light. The other one stays at home, and they're supposed to age differently. But he talks all about it, and if you want to know about it, he's the man. Now, don't listen to me. Talk to him. And if we go on, we got a new person, but she's not really new, but she is new. She's new to our organization just for about over a year. Her name's Lori Gardee, and she calls herself the Fractal Woman. I love her stuff. And take a look at this. Oh, hey, there's a fractal pattern and a galaxy. How is that the same? Well, it's really interesting, so you got to watch her videos and find out what is her theory of the universe that are based on fractals. I mean, how fascinating this is. And of course, all of the videos have links down below. So let's keep on going. Next, we have a video from the Sky Scholar on Dr. Edward Dowdye. Now, I've talked about Dr. Edward Dowdye. I've done a video on him, and I also had him in my movie. In fact, my video on this channel, I'll put it right up there, right over there in the corner. In the corner, way over there, you should be able to click on it, and that will get you to the video that I made about Dr. Dowdye's work as well. But this is a really good one, and the Sky Scholar is a great. Be sure to check out the Sky Scholar. Man, he's got a lot of subscribers in a shorter time. Man, he's going faster than me. Well, he deals much more with the sun, but he also has critical thinkers on his channel, like Dr. Edward Dowdye, like Stephen Crothers, the guy who really massacres black holes and their mathematics, which is just a mess. But anyways, congratulations to the Sky Scholar for having these great thinkers on. And take a look at Dr. Edward Dowdye. He's actually in it. Really great productions. Next, we have a video that just came out from Thunderbolts Project. And again, Thunderbolts Project and those people creating thousands and thousands of, actually 100,000, they got over 100,000 subscribers now, of people who are interested in being critical thinkers. They talk about how the universe is electric, the electric universe. You can see it right right there. EU 2017, that was from their conference. And they have somebody who is going to be our lifetime recipient award at the CNPS, the Chappelle Natural Philosophy Society. And it's going to be at the University of Washington, where he is from, where he's going to give the keynote speech at the university and at our conference in 2019. And I hope to see some of you people there. Come on, start saving up your bucks. It's really great to be around all these critical thinkers. You don't have to give a paper or anything. You can just come in and enjoy amazing talks. So that's a really great video. Again, link down below. Let's keep going forward. Another person, one of the great scientists of our time, and that is Glenn Borchardt, Mr. Infinity, the Infinity Guru. And he has, I have a link down below, and I get these emails, so I figure, hey, this is cool. I'm subscribed. You should subscribe to his stuff too. He is a great critical thinker. He is, in my opinion, one of the greatest scientists of our time with his infinity and his neo-mechanics and his philosophy. He is the science philosopher of our time, and he talks about why does the universe exist? He talks about things like that. Very great. I really love that guy. Of course, you know that. And, of course, we have our own video conference recordings. So every Saturday morning on Eastern Standard Time from 10 to 12, we have speakers, and they talk about various subjects, and you can jump in, listen to a talk that goes usually about an hour, and then an hour's worth of discussion afterwards. You can join in with video or audio. You can join on your phone. You can join on your tablet. You can join on your PC. You can join on your Mac. You can join on anything, and you can have that discussion group. So it's a video conference every Saturday morning, Eastern Standard Time, United States. Also, another person who sent me, I get emails all the time, so we're going to dig into my emails. I'm trying to give you stuff that you haven't seen anywhere. The Physics Detective. I've got the link below. And he has articles like the electron. I'm going to read a little bit of this to you. It's really interesting. The electron is usually described as a fundamental or elementary particle. That doesn't tell you much. But when you look at it for more information, it's rather scant. Gee, give this guy a cigar, even if he doesn't smoke. I don't smoke, but hey, I'm going to give him to do it again here, because I will tell you, when you look up the information about electron, you will find that there's very little on it. And he says, however, you don't learn much else, because he's talking about a half spin. Instead, you get mixed messages. Take a look at what is blah blah blah. And he talks about that. And he talks about pair production. And if you go onto his site and you look about, he says, I'm just an IT guy, but he says, but I've always loved physics, and I've always had the curiosity about the world and how it works. He is a critical thinker. He is science woke, and that is absolutely fantastic. Yes, applause. I give him a lot of applause, because instead of going and attacking him, believe me, I got booze coming at the end, so you want to stay tuned at the end. You know me. And of course, what have I been doing? And a lot of other people have been doing the CNPS, but I have been working like crazy on a new website. We're getting rid of criticalthinkers.info. We're taking the same stuff, putting it into a new site called Science Woke. Become Science Woke, and we have other articles that are just as good. And I'm writing a new article that, to me, is one of my best articles I've written in 10 years on this site. And the idea is, if you've never been science woke and don't know where to start, we're going to tell you what science woke what it means, why physics is in cosmology is a mess, and we're going to tell you why. I'm telling you why, because this is my new thesis based on Thomas Kuhn, where we really are in this cycle of a paradigm shift. And the answer to the question of that article, and I will answer it when we launch this site right there, is that yes, we are in a scientific revolution, according to Kuhn. That's not what the rest of the world thinks, but I give really great arguments for that using Kuhn himself. Let's keep going. I get books. There it is. Ooh, look at, you get that like effect, because I've got like, you can see like things behind it. Because why? Because I have a green screen behind me. But anyways, this book I got, and it is a book by Franklin A. Santora, and it's pretty amazing, because he talks about, and if you want to look at that back here, see that back there? That's a spaceship, because he worked 40 years in his aerospace industry, and he talks about special relativity, and he talks about how a mission to Alpha Centauri, Mission Impossible? Whoa! And remember what I always say about these books. People go, oh, this is crazy. This guy has spent many, many years thinking about this and putting this together. There's always gems of stuff inside it. They always deserve the best in a clapping. Why? Because they're trying to be science woke. They are trying to be critical thinkers. And it is worth it, because every time you get this book and you read it, there's something in there that you learn and that you can, that makes you even more science woke. Whether or not you agree with it, it's more important that we all take a look at it, because everybody, as Neil Adams says, and that's the guy who made the videos on expanding Earth, and he's also a very famous cartoonist, comic book cartoonist with Batman. What he said? We all own a piece of the truth. He is absolutely right on that. So let's keep going. Oh, we do have news on our own website, and that's on naturalphilosophy.org. And click on news, and you can get articles like Einstein was wrong. Who was right? Now, if that doesn't pique your interest, then I don't know what. Nothing will. And that's just a great success. But if you go down there, there are just literally hundreds of articles that are really well written and fun to read on our website, so you want to take a look at that itself. And I get emails all the time. I'm on email chains. I wish these people would put them into a place where, like, forums and stuff. But man, they go at it, and they go at it for weeks. But this one is on Hubble's law. It says, and just read some of it. This is some of the stuff that I see coming by my email. And again, in email chains, we want you guys. Why can't you put this in a place like a forum where everybody can read it? Well, it says, it is possible that your new tired light theory provides the same results as my simple application of Einstein's theory of optical coherence. In my paper, whose publication at blah, 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 was slower than I thought, I found two results. And they go and they talk about it. So these people have been talking about redshift, Hubble's law, the density of what's in space. It's really amazing. I wish they would share it with everybody, but I get to see it, and I want to tell you, these news change. You can see I blued everything out. I redacted because I didn't get asked for permission, but I am giving them credit for their discussions, and I hope they really someday move this to a more public forum. And let's go forward here. Here is an interesting article. In fact, this is the wrong one. So what am I going to do? I'm going to get rid of it. And on the fly, I am going to go get the correct one, which is image 16, which when I go through these, I get so many images that I sometimes do them wrong. But I am going to get that image to you right away, because it's really important. Because now we're going to get to the point of where I start to use this button on my, this button. And in fact, I'm going to make this bigger so we can see it. And of course, this button. So anyways, I apologize for the delay, but man, we do this on the fly. Einstein's theory of relativity aces its first black hole test. Now, this is August 1st, 2018. It's today. And on this web, David Freeman. Now, of course, what they're looking at here is they're saying a supermassive black hole. You can see the picture down here. And it's something that's going around the sun. Well, guess what? This is in a photo, and you notice there's little teeny lines around the edge here. You know what I think about that? This is one of my huge complaints of modern physics and cosmology. You go to the science channels, you go to all the blogs, you go to the physics evangelists on TV, and they got all these great graphics. Are they pictures of the universe? No! They're artist depictions. Why is that really convenient? Well, because that means they can tell you what it should be, even though maybe it isn't. So let's take a look at this. It says a test exploited the intense gravitational field around a monster black hole at the heart of our own, it says, our Milky Way galaxy, which we know a lot about, because who studies that a lot? Dr. Edward Dowdye of NASA, who says general relativity is wrong. And so if it's wrong, what's going on here? Well, let's take a look. It says more than a century has passed since Einstein has given us general relativity. Science are still testing that mind-bending thing. This is this is something they're always saying. We need to still test it. Why do they need to still test it? I don't understand that. I think that's because Maybe people are telling them it's wrong and they want to just keep saying it's right. Well, anyways, in the latest test, the international team of astronomers used a giant telescope in Chile to observe a star as it moved through the intense gravitational field of a black hole. They found that the light from the star was stretched by gravity, just as Einstein's iconic theory said it would be. Okay, I get it. They found that the wavelength of the light from S2 becomes longer when the star draws closer to Sagittarius A. That's the middle of the galaxy. And a phenomenon is known as gravitational redshifting because the starlight passes through the intense gravitational fields. Its photons lose energy, causing the color of the light to be turned a bit more reddish. This is predicted by Einstein's theory of general relativity, and we're precisely seeing that effect, said blah, 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 the Max Planck Institute. Of course, well, you got to be right if you're from the Max Planck Institute for extraterrestrial physics in Germany. I mean, Germany, that's where Einstein's from. These guys are super brains. They can multiply giant numbers in there. No, they're just people who went to those schools and stuff. Anyways, the light got redshifted by exactly the amount it should. Okay, so they say that's what it says. Of course, you have to do it. Okay, here's what the questions really are, and I'm going to end my Science Dissident News on this. Can something else be bending light? Yeah, mass around the black hole. I'm imagining that the how do you say the frontier? No, what do they call it? The horizon, the event horizon. Those things near a black hole. There's probably a whole lot of stuff. If it's gravity, and it's a lot of gravity, there's probably a whole lot of stuff around that. Oh no, it sucks it in. There's still probably a whole lot of stuff around it. And if there's stuff there in space, guess what happens to light? It changes. So, folks, that's a question. So can something else be? And our answer is yes. Can general relativity stand up to the fundamental criticisms that, let alone the detailed scrutiny of we critical thinkers, science woke people? I mean, let's just look at my next and last statement here. What the blazes is space-time, or the fabric of space-time, or that rubber sheet they always show you? Well, that's our argument. Our argument is, folks, at the fundamental level, they call this, oh, it's bending and it's doing this and all that. What is it? They never tell us. So there you go. And I hope you've enjoyed this version of the Dissident Science News. I do hope you enjoy it, and I know I do because you do, because I look at it and people watch this more than a lot of the other videos because it's got news in it. Maybe it talks about them. And of course, I am late, so I should be shot in the head for that. But I will hopefully be back sooner than you think, giving you more Dissident News. I'd like to try to do this once a week. I gotta keep, when I see something, I gotta catalog it and be ready to do this. So remember what I always say: stay critical, stay thinking. I'm Dave D. Hilster. I, in this case, am your science news, Dissident Science News host. Ciao for now.